So let's begin in sitting. And if you're comfortable in Vajrasana, come and sit in Vajrasana, where you sit your buttocks down onto your heels. If it's not right for your knees, you could place a cushion between your buttocks and your heels. And if it's still not right for your knees, sit cross-legged. And then you can just come into a high kneel when we begin the flow. Take a moment to just start to settle into this Vajrasana position, this thunderbolt. And it's really easy in this position to tip your pelvis forward and bring your weight to the front of the sit bones. So do that, exaggerate that. Tip your pelvis forward, feel the back muscles contracting. And then very slowly round your back by tipping your pelvis back. Posterior tilt of the pelvis. And slump, like you've been on the couch or the computer too long. And notice now how you're at the very back of those sit bones. And then see if you can find the center. It often feels like it's the most prominent part of the sit bones. And from here, lengthen through your spine. Imagine you have a coat hanger, where the hook of the coat hanger is in your hair and the timber rack is across your shoulders. And that vertical beam just above, it should be good if it was horizontal actually, a horizontal beam that goes just above your crown. And you hook yourself onto that horizontal beam. And then as you soften your sit bones back down into your prop or your feet, feel like your crown lifts skyward, being supported by this coat hanger. And your pelvis sinks into the earth. Let's come into Dhyan Mudra, where you have your left palm on top of your right. And let the tips of your thumbs touch. If you're comfortable to close your eyes, close your eyes. Otherwise, soften the eyes and soften the gaze. And imagine now that scarf around your lower ribs and upper abdomen. Gentle abdominal breath. Breathing in, feel your ribs expand, the front to the sides and to the back. As the diaphragm contracts and moves down. Like the diaphragm's expanding into that skull. And then as you breathe out, feel, sense and allow the diaphragm to relax, the breath to leave, and the ribs to sink away from the silk skull. Take 4 more breaths in this manner. Notice that your abdomen is very soft to allow the diaphragm to move down and outwards in all directions. Every time you exhale, have a sense that you're arriving deeper and deeper into your being, into this moment. And when you finish the exhale, let go of this breath awareness. And take a moment to feel and sense the effects of gentle abdominal breathing. And then gently bring your hands into Untitled Mudra at the heart space. And take a moment if you wish to dedicate this practice. And maybe you wish to set an intention. Atha, Yoga, New Shasana. It is with great respect and infinite love for ourselves and all beings that we now come to this practice. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently opening your eyes, and as you breathe in, interlace your fingers and draw your elbows high. Let your hands come right up under your chin and gently press your chin down into your hands. And then as you exhale, round your spine, pressing your palms forward, circle of joy. And rise up into the high kneel, taking your hands skyward. And then release your hands around behind you. You interlace your hands and just notice which one you naturally put on top. Sink in the middle for a moment. And then lengthen from your pubic bone to your breastbone. Draw the heads of your shoulders back and your arm bones back, and then draw your elbows towards the floor. Notice what you need tonight. You could take your chin to your chest. You could roll down into here and bring the crown of the head to the floor and take the hands forward. Breathing gently, breathing into the back and the sides of your ribs. And then the next time you exhale, bring your hands to your pelvis and let's roll down into child. So come to child if you're waiting here. With your hands interlaced on your tailbone. And then release your hands to the floor with the palms facing the sky. You're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. And as you come up into Vajrasana, bring your fingertips behind you. Let's start to open up through the hip flexors and the quads. So you're going to press your shins down and start to lift your hips forward. Now only go as far as is right for you. We're going to flow. So sink your pelvis back down. Come back into here. So you can place your hands this time either side of your knees, or you can go back to interlaced. Press your hands down and forward, round your spine to try and get your forehead as close as you can to your knees, and press your hands down and forward. Holding and breathing. Keep pressing those hands down and forward. Feel the shoulder blades open a little more. And then let your pelvis roll back down. Bring your hands behind you. Of course, you can be in fists if that's better for your wrists. Come up into your fists. Press the shins down. So feel like you're trying to straighten your legs as you kick your shins into the mat. Lifting your chest. Look ahead for these first few rounds. And then come back down. Rolling into here. Now again, you can have your hands here, or you might like to hold on to your heels. And if you're holding your heels, tuck your toes. Remember to really cup the whole heel with your palm. Thumbs are wrapped around the outside. Try and get your forehead as close as you can to your knees, and then lift your sit bones. Feel like your hands are drawing your shoulder blades away from your ears through the tension of your arms. Let your breath just flow naturally. And then slowly release your feet. Roll back up into Vajrasana. Open through the chest. You can be on your fists. Or if you're on your hands, you might even want to take your hands back a little further. Your choice. Notice what's right for your wrists. Press those shins down and forward. If you need to go wider with your legs, if that's better for your knees and your quads, feel free. And then slowly release your pelvis back to the floor. Come back to hands interlaced behind you, but swap. And you can come back up here if you want to. I'm just doing so you can see, or stay in Vajrasana. Swap your thumbs. Sink in the center. Open through the chest. Draw the heads of your arm bones back, and then the elbows towards the floor. Chin to chest this time. From here, when you need to exhale, release your hands. And wrap your arms around you, give yourself a big hug. See if you can find the inner aspect. So I'm trying to feel the inner blade of the shoulder blade, or the inner aspect, the inner edge. And you can curl on your exhale into a tight little ball. You might even come all the way down into a hair version. Just be mindful that there's not too much pressure on your crown. And then slowly roll up. Lift those elbows open through the front of the body. And then again, curl. Either touch your forehead down or maybe your crown, and then roll back up. Notice which arm you have on top. Take a breath in, open your arms wide, and then swap your arms. See if you can reach all the way around. So you might need to sort of wiggle your arms. Work your fingers back until you find that inner blade or inner edge of your shoulder blade. And you can stay here and breathe, or you can curl. And only come down as far as you need to. Making sure you're really pressing your pelvis forward as you come up. And the next time you come back up, open your arms wide. And as you exhale, sink back down to where we began in Vajrasana, hands back to your heart space. Then bring your fingertips to the mat. Or you could be on your elbows. Actually, let's all go elbows. Wake up the glutes. Because if you find, as we discussed before class, that your hip flexors are overworking, then we need to wake up the opposite muscle group. So bring your hands into an interlaced position. You could choose to keep your knees on the floor, or you can tuck your toes and lift your knees just a little bit up. Take whichever foot you're drawn to first and pulse the sole of that foot towards the ceiling. Two more. And release. And as you come to this second side, be really mindful. You need to keep your pelvis level, so you might need to engage Mula Bandha. Feel tone in the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. Keep your pelvis level. Squeeze your glute as you take the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Then release both feet and sink back into child. Keep your hands extended this time and come up onto your fingertips. And press your fingertips down and then towards you to open through your shoulders a little more. And then release your crown. Then curl your fingers and bring your knuckles to the floor and even roll. So just roll around your wrists and notice what feels right for you. So I'm just on my knuckles and I'm just rolling from side to side, from the little finger side to the thumb. You can keep doing that if that's helping you to release your wrists, or bend your elbows and circle here. And then come to stillness if you wish. Or keep circling your wrists if that's better for you. And then super slow, begin to roll up. We're going to roll all the way up at the back of the mat, tucking your toes, and come all the way up into standing. Drawing your arms around you, let your palms touch above your head, and bring your hands to your heart. And then waking up those hip flexors again, shift your weight onto your left foot and lift up your right leg. And let's add a little bit of resistance. So take your right hand to your top thigh. Your other hand could be on your pelvis or out into a T. And press your knee up to the ceiling and resist with the hand. And then you're going to slow motion release that foot. Line your heel up with your big toes, still hip width apart. Come on down like you're doing up your shoelaces. Lift your back heel. You're in this squat. Only go as deep as you need. Then press down through both feet. Heel grounds. Lift the opposite leg up. So now you're lifting up the left. Bring the left hand to the top of the thigh. Resist each other. So the leg presses up and the hand resists. You can have this other hand in the air or into a T. Slow motion release your foot to the floor. Hip width apart and parallel. And then down you go, lifting your back heel as you come into that squat. Here, do up your shoelaces and then press down through your feet. Take your hands above your head. Lift your right leg up. Resist with your right hand. Your choice what you do with the left one. Release the heel. Lift the back heel as you come on down. Really press down through your feet to come up. Arms above your head. Lifting the leg. Resist. Last time. Squat down. Press down through both feet. Come on up. And hopefully you're at the top of your mat. And bring your feet together, as in parallel, hip width apart and parallel, and hands to your heart. And let's flow through Surya Namaskar. Inhaling, taking your hands going. Exhale, roll down with this first round. So first round we do is a round to help take the pressure out of your wrists. So bring the backs of your hands to the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to do that. Then come up onto your fingertips and find your flat back. When you're on your fingertips, take your hands really wide. So fingers are really wide. Like a tripod, there's more like a, I don't know, what's 5? Try and go really, really wide with your fingers. And then step your left foot back. Bend the back knee. So that you can really access this hip flex, you need to bend that back knee, tuck your tail, and now really feel like you're pressing out through that back heel. Then take your hands, go. Release your hands back to the floor. You could be in fists if your wrists need that support, or plant your hands, step back to plank. Option 2, tuck the heel, right heel into your buttocks so you can come straight into a 3-legged plank. Remember, if plank is too strong on your wrist, come down onto your elbows. And then slowly release. If you're on your elbows, release your pelvis. And here you are in sinks, drawing back on your elbows. Super slow release. Let's bring the fingertips really wide. Come wide and forward if you can. And again, practice taking your thumb right out to the side and be up onto the tip of your thumb. So stabilizing the muscles of your hands, and draw back on your hands as you come up into Cobra. Squeeze both buttocks. Slowly release. Inhale to your hands and knees or plank. Down dog child, or if your wrists need more support, come into dolphin every time. Your choice. Let's play with an alternate heel press, whether you're in dolphin or down dog. And first of all, do the really traditional, bending the knee, straightening the opposite, like you're walking your feet out. And then bend both knees and rise up to the tips of your toes. And then keep your knees bent and sink your heels down. You might go quite as far. Come to the tips of your toes, knees bent, sink your heels down. Then if you're in dolphin, lower the knees, roll up into the high kneel. You're going to step. I better mirror you again. That left leg forward. Tuck your back toes, back knees bent. Notice then here you tuck your tail under and then take your hands down. Maybe you can come into this gentle back bend. Releasing your hands to frame your front foot. Retract. Come forward. Backs of hands on the floor as you release into Uttanasana. And then slowly roll up. One vertebra at a time, drawing your hands around you. Bring your hands to your heart space. Then inhale, take your hands skyward. Swan dive at any time, or keep rolling down. One vertebra at a time. Release into Uttanasana, backs of hands on the floor. Even lift your fingers while you're there to release the backs of your forearms and your wrists. Then find your flat back. This time step the right leg back. Bend the back knee again. Tuck your tail. Feel like you're splitting the mat with your feet. So you're drawing your feet apart. Temple mudra this time. Take the hands going. Revolving towards your front leg. So your choice. Hands to the heart and revolve. Or fingertips to the floor, or even fist, and turning towards your front leg. Then you release both hands to the floor, fists or hands, straight back into a 3-legged plank or a full plank. 3-legged, you tuck your heel into your buttocks, then straighten that leg. Slowly release. Remember to be on your elbows if you need to. Inhale everyone into sleep. Lengthening your spine, drawing your elbows back, both glutes back to you. Releasing. Salabhasana, let's interlace again on the tailbone. Draw the heads of your arm bones back and then lengthen the front of the body as you lift. Tops of feet, tops of knees, face the feet. Stay longer if you wish. And then when you need to, you're going to melt. Turning your head to one side, Straighten that arm out into the T. Let's come into the backward from somatic. So check your pelvis is level. Take your opposite hand and chop it underneath the front of that pelvis. And then tops of feet, tops of knees face the floor. As you breathe in, draw your shoulder blade over your ribs. Feel that diagonal rope tightening from this shoulder to your opposite leg as you lift it long. Switch off what you don't need at the top, and then super slow release. 2 more times. Notice how you can look to the floor a bit more in this version, or you can keep looking at your phone. Completely switching off, let your feet flop to the side. Then have the tops of the feet and the tops of the knees facing the floor again as you come up to the last one. Feel as you lift your chest, your shoulder blades roaring over your ribs like a diagonal rope is tightening from your shoulder blade to your opposite leg. Let go of what you don't need. And now let the rope lengthen to release you down. Completely switch off. Turn your head to your second side. So make sure your neck is comfortable as you come to the second side. You can rock your pelvis, check that it's level. And as you breathe in, lift your chest, draw the shoulder blade over the ribs as you lift the opposite leg. Check that the top of your foot is still facing the floor and you leg is lifted. And then super slow. Completely switch off. Let the in-breath lift you up. Feel the front of the body lengthen. Feel the shoulder blade glide over the ribs and the arm will drag across the floor because of the movement of the shoulder blade. And then slowly let your back lengthen like a rope. Completely switch it. Last one on your own. Have a long and melt. Bring your head to center. Gently rock your pelvis side to side. More movement, fast oscillation. And then come back to center and stillness, and let's come up onto the elbows. So again, interlace your hands. Be in Sphinx for a moment. Press your elbows down and forward as you tuck your toes. Your choice. You could lift to your knees, or you could lift straight away into an elbow down plank. And hold here, tucking your tail, pressing out through your heels. And then bend one knee and touch the floor. Bend the opposite, and off we go. You might even be able to keep your toes on the floor. And then walk your feet towards your elbows and come back into dolphin, really pressing down and forward. Make sure your little finger is tucked in. One little finger gets tucked in, so you can press the outer aspect of your hands down and forward. You could stay here. You could lower your knees and come into child. Or you could come into downward dog. But choose what's best for your hands and your wrists this evening. Wherever you are, settle into your pose. Come back to your gentle diaphragmatic breath. And then from here, we're going to step the right foot forward. So you could choose from down dog to take the leg up and long and then step it through. If it's better for your ribs to come up into the high knee, I'll do that and then step. You tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Here you are on your high lunge with the back knee bent, so you can tuck the pelvis under. Then take your hands into temple movement, maybe with a gentle back bend. Hands come to the heart, prayer pose, revolving towards your front leg. So you can bring your elbow to the outside or fingertips to the floor and take your hands down. Choose whatever version you like for you. And remember, you can always be in a fist if that's better for your wrist, and feel like your top hand is lifting the weight off the bottom hand or fist. Then frame your front foot, retract, come forward, find your flat back, and take your thumbs wide. So what I mean by that is you're actually spreading your hands as wide as you can, and you have the tips of your thumbs on the floor. And then exhale and release into Uttanasana, and bring the backs of your hands to the floor. Even curling your hands into wrists, curling your fingers in to make fists if you need to. And then slowly roll up. Bend your knees, go down to come up, draw your arms around you, and bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, take the hands skyward. Maybe a gentle back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Find your flat back, release into Uttanasana, maybe backs of hands on the floor, knees bent. Then come back to your flat back. You're going to step your left foot back. And let's plant the back heel for a heel down sky warrior. And feel like you're spreading or separating your feet on the mat as you come on up. Draw your hands skyward. So bend the back knee for a moment so you can tuck your tail under. So notice the moment you can do that your lower back is more neutral and your belly is actually vertical. If you don't, you might notice that you're angled forward. So tuck your tail by bending that back knee. Then press out through your back heel. Bring your hands to your heart space. Bring your weight forward onto your front foot, that mat, and lift the left knee skyward. Press the left leg up, engaging your hip flexors and quads. Then bend the knee more and bring the heel to your buttocks. Stay here for a moment and see if you can press your foot into your hand and resist with your hand. Take your other hand to your heart space. Then start to tip yourself forward, pressing that back foot into your hand even more. Stay with your hand in your heart or extend your arm out in front. I don't have a lot of room where I'm filming, so I'll change my angle. And from here, release your fingertips to the floor. See if you can still hold your back foot. Could you bring that back foot to the floor and lower the back knee? You're in a knee down lunge. Press your pelvis forward. Come on up, take your hands skyward. Back toes are tucked. You're going to turn towards your left and bring your left hand to your back thigh or maybe to your heel. So really tuck the pelvis here. So feel like you're tucking your tail, feel the front of the hip really open. You can take your hand skyward or you can just keep your hand pointing towards the front leg. Holding and breathing. Then let's windmill the hands. And then turn yourself. So before you move, you're going to turn yourself towards the long edge of your mat. Alright, so you stay. So now you have your heel and your knee lined up with one another and you've just turned yourself to the long edge of your mat. Keep your fingertips on the floor. If you need a block to come higher, hopefully you've got something that you can use like a block and to bring your fingertips higher. And then come on up. You can let that back shin just needs to be comfortable. The heel might move towards the front foot or it might stay parallel. And come on up and do a knee down, Virabhadrasana 2. And maybe you can settle into the pose a little more, making sure the knee is either stacked with the ankle or behind the ankle. Reverse warrior. Let your back hand come to your pelvis. Stay in your lunge. Holding and breathing. Then bring your forearm onto your thigh, knee down, Parsvakonasana. So feel like you're pressing the forearm down and forward, and then take your backhand skyward and maybe over your head. Feel like you're pressing your front heel down and forward. And then remember the hand in front of your face, turn back towards the long edge of your mat for a moment, and then sink your hips a little bit more towards the floor. So coming into a little bit more of an inner thigh, quad and hamstring release. You can have your hands on the block, or maybe you'll bring your hands to the floor. And then walk your hands towards your front leg, and as you do, lift your back foot and bring that heel up. And once again, let's find the back foot, and this time, bring the back foot towards the buttocks rather than reach into the heel. Look forward if you can. Then let's tuck the back toes. Fingertips to the floor as you lift yourself into a high lunge. Then plant your back heel for a heel down, heel to instep alignment for Virabhadrasana 2 with your knee up. And then wiggle your hands in front of your face. Bend your front knee, let it track over your middle two toes. And notice how different it is having the back knee off the floor. You look to your future, you acknowledge every bit of your path. Keep pressing your front heel down and forward, and just look down and make sure the knee one sits above the ankle or below or behind. And if it rolls in, remember the back hip needs to roll forward. Then turn the front hand skyward, let the back hand come to your thigh. You can even bend your elbow again and bring your hand more up into your pelvis. Really press the outer thigh into the hand, and then maybe take your top hand over your head. You can look ahead, you can look down to the back foot, or diagonally to the floor. Then we'll windmill and come on over to Parsvakonasana. Pause for a moment with the hand directly above the elbow. Feel like you're pressing your elbow down and forearm down and forward to lengthen your underwaist as your right sit bone moves back. Then windmill your hands in front of your face. Let's come back to down dog or child, your choice. Holding your downward facing dog. Even coming into a side bend. Or staying still. If you're a child, enjoy your child pose. You might take your hands down beside your feet. If you're in down dog, remember the whole 5 points of your hands press into the mat, base of the thumb, index, little finger, inner and outer blade. Then the tips of the fingers press down like you're trying to grip the floor or make a fist. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your left leg up and long. Curl the knee into your chest, step the left foot forward. Virabhadrasana 1, heel down, sky warrior. Bending that front knee, windmilling or scooping your hands forward to come on up. Now look at have a feel or look and notice what's going on in your lower back. You can have a hand in the back and a hand in the front. If you bend your back knee for a moment, the heel can lift as you do that. And tuck your tail under. Notice now how your abdomen and pelvis at the front are more vertical and your lower back's in neutral. Now press the back heel down, keeping that position. You might even need to lean forward slightly to find it. Then you can take your hands down. This is Sky Warrior, grounded and strong, soft. So open the front of your chest, soften between your shoulder blades. And bring your hands to your heart space. You're going to stand on your front foot and bring the right knee up. Resist. The other hand can be inching or at your heart space. Hold here, pressing your leg up, resisting. So feel your hips flexed and hearts and quads engaged. And now bend the knee, taking the heel to your buttocks. Hold on to the front of your ankle. You might even need a strap. Stay here for a moment. Again, can you find that position where you've tucked your tail under? And this might be your dancing Shiva tonight. Or you start to lift the back foot, pressing the back foot into the hand. You could stay here. You could bring your fingertips to your third eye, or you could extend your arm. Nadarajasana. And if you can, lower yourself down to the floor. I don't have enough room. But see if you can just go straight down. Or bend your knee, fingertips to the floor. Then you'll bring your back foot, then lower the back knee. Stay here as you tuck your tail. And then bring your back hand to your foot and take your hand skyward once again. Holding and breathing. Just check your front knees, tracking over your middle two toes. You might need to caterpillar forward. And we'll release the hands to the floor. And you pivot yourself, so lift your back heel, and you pivot yourself to the long edge of your mat. And as you pivot your body, your trunk, you let your foot pivot as well. So your shin might end up being parallel to the short edge of your mat. You have a heel to knee alignment, and you bend your front knee and let it track over your middle two toes. So we're going to do a knee down, Virabhadrasana too. So just check out your alignment. Make sure your knee is tracking over your middle two toes of the front foot, and then bring your hands up. If it's too strong on your knee, put some padding under the back knee. Keep pressing the back shin into the floor and tucking your pelvis to open through your hips. Then you lift the front hand, bring the back hand to the pelvis. Virachandasana. Again, you might find as you do this, you need to caterpillar the front foot forward so the knee is still safely tracking over the toes, but in line or behind the ankle. Then wimble your arm forward, forearm to your thigh, top hand to the ceiling. Press that forearm down and forward for Parsvakonasana, and then take the arm over the ear. If it's too much on your knees, you can always come straight into the standing version. And then wimble your hands, bring them to the long edge of your mat. You could be on your block here if you need to, or you might need to go deeper and come down onto your elbows. And let your pelvis sink a little towards the floor as you move the weight towards your front foot. Then bring your fingertips down to the floor. Take the block out of the way. Going to pivot back around to the front. So you lift the back foot, pivot on your legs. So you're facing your front foot, hands are either side. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee in your high lunge, short knee stance if you need to, and then plant your heel and find a heel to instep alignment. Come on up. Straighten your legs for a moment. Really squeeze through your thighs and tuck your pelvis under. Notice how as you tuck your pelvis under, your pubic bone moves closer to your breastbone. Then let your front knee bend and track over the middle two toes. Now bring your arms to shoulder height. Virabhadrasana 2. You look to your future, acknowledge your past. Gaze down at that front knee if it's rolling in. You know what to do. Lift your back heel. Let your back hip roll forward as you step the back foot or the heel further out. Soft abdominal breath. Pressing the front heel down and forward. Then turn the front palm towards the ceiling. Windmill your arms, Virabhadrasana or Virachandrasana. You can bend the back elbow, bring your hand to your thigh, and really press your thigh into your hand so that the outer blade of your foot is pressing into the floor. Nice work. Look down towards your front knee for a moment. Make sure it's over those middle toes. If it's not, let your hip roll forward, backward. Then windmill, Harsakana. Claws of your hand above your bottom elbow. Feel like you're pressing your bottom forearm down and forward to lengthen your quad. At the same time, draw your front foot bone, your left foot bone back towards your back heel. Then take your arm over your head. Keep pressing down through your forearm so you're opening through both side bones. Then we'll windmill the hands in front of the face. Don't worry about which way you're facing. Step back to down dog. Now notice what you need. You might want to come to child and release into child. If you want to flow into up dog, then start to roll up onto the tips of your toes. Really strong through your legs, so squeezing your glutes. Rolling over your toes, coming into up dog. Drawing back on the hands, shoulders are behind the wrists. Lift through your pelvis and glide back. Do that again if you wish. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way into child, releasing your hands down beside your feet. Release your body. You can flow from up dog to down dog several times if you wish. And then when you're ready, lead us into child. Breathe from there. Bring your breath all the way up to your heart center. And as you breathe out, soften all of your points of contact from your forehead all the way down to the top of your feet and the top of your hands. So as you draw the next breath from the earth, bring it through your hands and your feet, and let it flow all the way up to the crown of your head. And when you breathe out, consciously breathe. Soften all of your points of contact. And you choose this evening whether you stay here and continue to breathe from the earth, or whether you'd like to come on into camel. And if you're coming into Ustrasana, the camel, you roll up into the high heel and tuck your toes. You can bring your hands into fist, into your glutes, and just press your pelvis forward as you draw the top of your arm bones back, opening your chest, and stay here. This is a version of Ustrasana. If you're going deeper, lengthening from your front knees all the way to your breastbone, you can take one hand, you can take the other hand skyward, and then roll both hands to your feet. Chin is soft, you can look ahead, or if the breastbone is lifted, maybe you look to the ceiling. Keep pressing your pelvis forward, active glutes. Stay for as long as you wish, and then bring your hands to your pelvis, release your feet, and make your way back. into child. If anyone wants to come back into Ustrasana, feel free, come back up. Otherwise, from here, let's come into dolphin once again. That low dolphin where you just tuck your toes, lift your knees a little, squeeze the sole of the foot to the ceiling. Really squeezing that glute as you lift the foot to the ceiling. And then swap. So as you come to the second side, find the point where your pelvis is level and take the sole of the foot up, and then don't come quite as low. Work in a smaller range. And then release that knee, come back into child. And notice how after activating your glutes, your lower back, let's go a little more after camel. Imagine someone has a hand on your pelvis and between your shoulder blades. As you breathe in, feel your spine lengthen from your tail to your crown. And as you breathe out, imagine the weight on your pelvis, drawing your tail away from your crown, lengthening from the base of your skull all the way to the tip of the tailbone. And then slowly begin to roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Pause for a moment in Vajrasana. Bring your hands back into the arm which I already began. And then take your hips to one side and bring your legs around in front. And let's come into a series of hip openers to release through the hips, but listening to what you're asking for at the start of class, wanting to release through your quads. So really enjoy this sequence. So if you've got a yoga block, find a block or a book and bring it close by. And lay yourself down onto the floor, slowly releasing yourself onto the floor. And then bring the yoga block underneath your pelvis. So lift up your pelvis into a bridge and place the yoga block underneath your pelvis. And then come with me. So Mary, take your right heel and bring the right heel to the middle of your pelvis. And as you bring that right heel towards the middle of your pelvis, start to let this right knee lengthen towards the floor. Now you might already be at your edge and feel that opening. I'm going to try and keep your lower back really relaxed. And to help flatten your lower back even more, if you bring your left knee into your chest. And so you gently press the outer ankle bone of the right foot into the floor. Breathing into the resistance, into your inner thigh, into your quad. And every time you breathe out, see if you can draw the left knee a little closer towards your chest. And the next time you need to breathe out, lift up the right foot and place it on the floor. Now bring the left foot back to meet it. And while we're here, let's stay on the yoga block. So you could either keep the block where it is or the book where it is, or turn it on its middle edge. And then straighten one leg at a time. And take your arms up and above your head. And then switch everything off. And you gently bring one foot back to bench, then the other. Tuck your tail as you come up off the book or the block. Take the block out. Slowly roll down. One vertebra at a time. And when your pelvis touches down, bend your knees into your chest. Cross your feet and rock your knees towards your armpits. You can keep going with knees to chest rocking or use your lower abdominals to do the same thing. Nice. Then uncross your legs and cross your right leg all the way over your left, like you're sitting cross-legged on a chair. And start to release your pelvis over towards the right and keep both shoulder blades grounded and arms out into a T. And then come back to center and release your pelvis over towards the left. So if you're going to flow, you can keep your legs as they are and you don't need to move your pelvis. If you think, I actually just want to come into the twist to the left, then you'll pick up your pelvis and shift your pelvis over to the right a little and then slowly release your legs over to the left. Once you're there, you can keep your legs together or you can separate the thighs. Maybe bring your hand to the top thigh and see if you can draw the right shoulder blade back to the floor. And very gently start to come back to center. Uncross your legs, square your pelvis up. And this time cross your left leg all the way over your right. And start to draw the pelvis back over towards the left. Turning and looking to your right. Feeling the length from your armpit all the way down to your knee. You could stay here or you could take this arm up alongside your ear. Lengthening through your whole side, lengthening through your quad. And then gently come back to center. Uncross your leg. Shift your pelvis so it's level again. Roll up into a bridge. And take the yoga block one more time, or the book, or whatever you found that you can put underneath your pelvis, really just to give you a bit more height. And then rest your pelvis back down onto it. So now you take the outer ankle bone on the left foot and bring it as close to the midline as you can and start to lengthen that left knee down towards the floor. Keeping your lower back as relaxed and in neutral as possible. And then bring the right leg into your chest and start to draw that knee closer to your chest. Releasing your back even more. Keep pressing the outer ankle bone of the left foot into the floor. Sending your breath into resistance. Keep pressing the outer ankle bone down. It's like you're trying to straighten that leg, but the floor is resisting you. Then bring the left knee to the midline, so you can place the foot on the ground. Bring the right foot back down. Your choice. You could come into the yoga block sequence if you wish. And you might stay where you are. You might even flip onto the higher edge and it comes into the middle of your pelvis. Remember, there's no pressure in your lower back. So if you're on the flat edge, make sure the top of the block is at the top of the pelvis. If it doesn't feel comfortable, take it lower. And then arms above your head. Let your legs relax. Let go through your hip flexors. Let your back soften. And then you'll bend one knee at a time. Tuck your towel and come on up into a bridge. Hold here for a moment if you like, and then take the block out and slowly roll down. One vertebra at a time. Tucking your towel so you can access bringing your lower thoracic or your lower ribs, and then slowly roll through your lumbar. Knees to chest rocking or straight into reverse abdominals. When you're doing reverse abdominals, maybe swap your feet. If you habitually go the same way all the time, crossing the opposite leg. Keep your neck and shoulders really relaxed. And then lower your legs down and let's cross the right leg over the left first. And pick up your hips, shift them slightly to the left, and then release your pelvis over to the right. Keeping your left shoulder blade grounded. You can turn and look towards your left armpit. Right arm can be in a T as well. Breathing into the resistance. And gently come back to center. Uncross your legs and cross them the other way. Keeping both shoulder blades grounded. You're going to tip your pelvis over towards your left first. Lengthening through that whole right side once again from your armpit to your knee. Then you'll come back to center and tip your pelvis to the right. And if you'd like to hold here, we've already shifted the pelvis. So you could separate your legs. Keep drawing the left shoulder blade back to the floor, maybe turning to look towards your left hand. Or if it's better for you to flow, then honour that and flow. See if you can create length from your armpit all the way down to your pelvis. Lengthening through your whole side. And then very gently make your way back to the center. Uncross your legs. Notice if you're ready for Shavasana and you'd like a longer Shavasana, please take that, bring a bolster or cushion underneath your knees. If you'd like to come into an inversion, you might like to even just take the block again and place it underneath your pelvis and take your legs back up like so. Or you might move yourself over to your couch and have your knees bent and have a right angle at your hips and a right angle at your knees on your couch without the block. Or remember, you can come into Viharita Karate. And we're practicing this in our virtual classes because you can do this pose without any blankets. So you'll just roll into your version and then bring your hands with your fingers pointing to the ceiling into your buttocks and shift the weight back into your hands. You can take the knees back or legs back a little because remember you want the weight to be in the whole of your upper arms and you're looking towards your knees. This is a full body mudra. Let your breath be gentle and easeful. Find the perfect position of your legs. And stay for as long as is right for you. And then when you are ready, stay longer if you wish. You'll slowly come out of the pose and start to prepare yourself for Shavasana. So you need to be warm. You need to be warm and comfortable. So take your time to make sure you are warm and comfortable. And make any little adjustments you need to be as comfortable as you possibly can. And as you settle down this evening, just notice, how do you feel? Imagine you're breathing into the whole of the back of your body. And as you breathe out, give the weight of the back of the body into the floor. From your heels and your hands all the way up to the back of your head. Consciously give your weight. Consciously receive support. And bring your awareness this evening into your pelvis. Come to the top of your sacrum and then inwards to your spine. And imagine the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana, a burnt orange, spinning vortex, balanced and whole. And feel, sense and imagine this orange glow spreading into the whole of your pelvis. Send it deep into your hip flexors, into all of the organs of your pelvis and your abdomen. And then let it spread through the front of your thighs, through all the aspects of your quads, 4 parts of your quad. The inner aspect, the outer, the middle. And then imagine this light traveling all the way down to your knee and over your kneecap to the last part of your quad that comes from above your hip and attaches below your knee. Feel, sense and imagine your whole thigh now, front, back and side, full of this orange glow. And let it spread all the way down your legs, through your shins and your calves, to your ankles and your heels, to the tops of your feet and the soles of your feet, and all 10 toes. Bring your awareness to the very tip of your tailbone, Muladhara, burnt, deep earth red. And let this light spread into the whole of your pelvis, all of the organs of your pelvis and abdomen. And once again, let it wash from here all the way down your leg and out the tips of your toes. And bringing your awareness now to the center of your abdomen, above or slightly below your physical navel. Feel, sense and imagine the glow of your inner sun. And let it spread all the way through the abdomen and the pelvis. And wash down the front, the sides and the backs of your legs. And out through your toes. Become aware of the center of your chest, Anahata, a brilliant emerald green. And let this light spread into the whole of your chest, to your armpits and your shoulders, and slowly down your arms to your elbows. Let the light pour through all the muscles of your forearms, on the front and the back. And pause at your wrists and see all the bones that make up the wrist, bathed in this emerald light. Let the light slowly spread into the fingers and all the joints of the thumb, the index fingers, the middle fingers, the ring fingers, and the little fingers. Become aware of your throat, Vishuddha, the throat center. A brilliant sky blue. Spinning vortex. And imagine this sky blue light spreading to your shoulders and your armpits. And once again, take it down through your arms, filling your elbows, the joints of the forearms and all of the muscles, the joints of the wrists and all the tiny joints between the bones of the hands. Let it spread into all of your fingers. And then become aware of your third eye, and inwards from your third eye to Ajna chakra. Indigo violet. This light fill the whole of your head. And let it wash all the way down through your whole body, out through your fingers and your toes. And then bring your awareness to the very top of your head, your crown. A brilliant white light cocooning the whole of your being. Let this light permeate into every joint, every muscle, every organ, every cell, every energy center and every node. and allow yourself to rest in this space. And then very gently start to bring your awareness back to your body lying on the floor. Begin to deepen the breath and draw the lengthening, deepening breath from the core of the earth Let it spread from here into every single cell of your body. And as you exhale, collect your breath from every cell and bring it to your navel and send it into the earth like an anchor or a root. Keep breathing in this manner, starting to move your body in whatever way you feel guided. Maybe knees to chest, maybe a yawn and taking your arms over your head, stretching long. Do whatever you need to, and then when you're ready, gently come and lie onto your preferred side and pause there. And then gently make your way into a seated pose. And if you're comfortable in Vajrasana, come back to where we began in Vajrasana, we go without the cushion. And bring your hands into Chin Mudra and then slide your left hand on top of your right. So the backs of your index fingers touch and maybe even the tips of your thumbs. If that's all too much, just go back to where we started with left hand on top of right, tips of thumbs touching. And then rest your hands into your pelvis. Soften or close your eyes. And as you breathe in, come back to that gentle abdominal breath. Feeling like you're drawing your breath from beyond the tip of your tailbone all the way up to your crown. And as you breathe out, send your breath back into the earth to ground you. One more time, breathing in from the earth. Sending the exhale back into the earth. Let's finish this practice with three arms, gently drawing your hands into your heart space. Take a moment if you wish to dedicate this love. And we'll gently rub the hands together, taking a breath in as you open your hands wide. It is with great respect and infinite love that we now conclude this practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I honor that place in you where light, love, and truth dwell. For when you rest in that place in you and I dwell in that place in you, we are one. Namaste.